Back to our TimeMD video tutorial series. Today we're going to spend some time talking about the scheduler. Now this is a component which you have access to by default. You can actually see it listed here in your navigation. And what we want to do today is talk a little bit about how to use the scheduler. That includes general configuration, employee configuration, and finally the differences between the different schedule views which are available. So we're going to start off by logging into our demo account here. Now it's taken us, we're already logged into the dashboard. And we're going to go ahead and look at some of the general configurations that you have access to when using the scheduler. So to start off, we're going to go into Preferences, General Account Information. And on this screen, we're going to find one setting which can be particularly useful if you're in an environment where you tend to create your schedules on the fly. And that is this option here, Automatically Post Schedules. What that does is, the moment you make any change to the schedule, it will automatically be visible to your employees. There is no approval period, there is no posting. Basically, everything is done in a live environment. So if you're removing shifts, adding shifts, moving personnel around, it will all be visible to your employees. So there's obviously pros and cons to that, and of course, you can decide how you want to do that based on your work environment. So, but just wanted to make clear that's where that setting would be found. So if you elect to use that, simply click the box and submit the form. So now your schedules will be automatically visible to your employees. Now the next area we want to talk a little bit about would be setting up the shifts. Now we did cover that in one of our previous videos in our setup tutorials under shifts, but we're going to spend a little bit more time talking about some of those specifics when it comes to shifts and managing schedules on the fly. So we're going to go ahead and click into Preferences where we are now, and then go ahead and click on Shifts. You can of course go there directly by selecting from the drop-down menu Preferences and Shifts. That'll take you to the same area as well. Here we have 3 shifts set up. We have an afternoon, midday, and morning shift. And as you can tell from our view page or from our listing page, you can see the start and end times, the length of time for that shift, if there's any breaks, and the repeating pattern. Now, if there's any question, if you have, for example, if you have maybe an odd or a more infrequent repeating pattern, and you want to verify the days which that shift is landing on, simply click on the title or the repeating pattern title, and you can see what days that shift will be on. So here we have the star indicating the shift will be on that day, and here we have a red bordered box indicating that this is the day that we're currently looking at, this calendar. So you can go ahead and feel free to browse forward, browse backwards, and as you can see, this is a pretty generic repeating shift Monday through Friday. But as you can see, we started this shift to repeat on October 1st, which is why we don't see stars previously to that. So anyway, this is purely informative, just something where you can reference and confirm things are working correctly. Of course, this highlights most of that same information. And if you have any questions, by all means, you can click Edit. And if you need to change something, you can do so then. Now, next to that, we have an associated button. Now this will tell us what employees are currently associated to that shift. So as you can see, we have 3 associated to the afternoon, 1 to midday, and then 1 to morning. Click on the button, and it'll actually give you a list of who those employees are that are associated, what the location they're in, and which department they're working in. So as you can see, here's the 3. You could of course add more people to that by selecting Create Association. This will give you a list of all employees who aren't currently associated to this shift. You can select one and add them. We're going to go ahead and go back to View All Shifts. So, and if your shift list grows and you find you have more shifts that's becoming a large list, you can always search for the name here and that'll narrow it down. So that does it for setting up your general configurations for the scheduler. Our next video under this scheduler series will talk about employee configurations, what options you have to set up your employees to use the scheduler. Of course, as with all of our videos, if you have any questions, please email us at support@timemd.com, and we thank you for your time.